The U.S. and Israel may have just kicked off World War III with a bomb called the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, because apparently subtle diplomacy was taken. An AI startup helped raise $15 million to help people cheat at everything. Gen Z workers now demand nap rooms, fun rooms, and offices that allow pets and vibes. Basically a Diddy party with a 401k. If you deal with what on a daily basis will make you eventually hate all of humanity. So is the third sequel. It's the most dumb, the most lazy. World War III coming to theaters 2025. Let's Mad Libs it. What is up? My name is Drew Hanson. Welcome, Mad World, Mad Libbed. It is the trending, the weird, the obnoxious news. Did I say weird? News of the week turned into Mad Libs. Without further ado, rapid fire randoms. Someone patent the process for surgically turning an animal into a unicorn. In 1982. Hot dogs may have gotten their name because people in the 1800s suspected that sausages were stuffed with dog meat. Orcas are a natural predator of moose. Moose can actually swim faster than Michael Phelps and can even dive for food. The first feature film ever made from a Marvel comic was Howard the Duck in 1986, and it tanked. When Eggos were invented in 1953, they were called Froffles, or frozen waffles. But people started calling them Eggos because they kind of tasted like eggs. But within 2 years, that became their official name. The NBA's very first game ever between the Toronto Huskies and the New York Knickerbockers in 1946, anybody over 6'8" got in for free. Maybe they were recruiting. The 90s drink Fruitopia was discontinued in America in 2003, but Coca-Cola continued to sell it in other places, including Canada, where it is still available. Ohio is the only state that doesn't share any letters in its name with the word mackerel. Every other single state name contains an M, an A, a C, an E, an R, an I. That is just about as obscure as trivia gets. The Simpsons have been on television for so long that Fox once moved it to Thursdays to compete with The Cosby Show. The three dudes who founded Compaq Computers were initially planning on starting a chain of Mexican restaurants, but they decided to do the whole computer thing instead. Ghostbusters was originally written to feature a three-team created by Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, and John Belushi, but they rewrote the script after Belushi passed. Hey, if you blinked this weekend, you may have missed U.S. and Israel doing a little thing possibly called World War III. Yeah, apparently there was a secret airstrike on Iranian nuclear sites that wasn't so secret when Trump started tweeting about it. Truthing, whatever. The media caught it about as fast as your father catches you deleting his YouTube history. While the news was scrambling to fact check, late night comics were already writing punchlines. John Oliver had the wildest take, pointing out that the weapon used was called a Massive Ordnance Penetrator, because nothing screams peace and diplomacy like a weapon named after something you'd hear on a Bravo dating show. Oliver said, and I quote, "It's not just a bomb, it's a mop, and it's way too sexual for something that could start World War III. So yes, the next golden conflict might be triggered by a horny vacuum. Then there's the big brain leadership moment. When Trump says, nobody knows what I'm going to do, he thinks he sounds like a chess master, but he really sounds like a cow flying a plane, which is terrifyingly accurate. Picture that, a confused cow in aviators muttering, moo, over and out. Meanwhile, Jon Stewart had an even spicier take. He said Netanyahu talks about Iran like he's talking about the Knicks winning a title. In other words, very passionate, wildly unrealistic, and always somehow about New York. Then he drops this line, which I kid you not, belongs in a museum. We were told, we approved, it's still Israel's game. Translation, we showed up for checkers, we got handed a chessboard with nukes taped to their pawns. Even Colbert got in on it, saying escalating over a downed drone was like starting a war over a broken washing machine, which if you've ever tried calling Whirlpool customer service, actually makes a lot of sense. They say cheaters never prosper, not in this case. There's a new startup called Cluely, which openly boasts that it can help everyone cheat at everything. It's raising a lot of investment money. They just got another $15 million on funding, on top of an earlier $5.3 million. The two founders were kicked out of Columbia University for creating a tool called Interview Coder that helped engineers cheat on technical interviews. So what does it really do? It uses an undetectable AI to coach people through virtual interviews and calls, basically telling them what to say. There are probably some practical uses, like maybe helping people in negotiations, giving people information in real time. It can make meetings and conversations more efficient. But in almost any context, telling people what to say feels shady to varying degrees. And they're embracing that in describing it as cheating on everything for everyone. For now, it sounds like mostly a desktop tool can be used to cheat at everything from exams to job interviews, and then eventually your wife. Was that not? Oh, I went off script. Cluely also released a video suggesting that tools could someday be used in person or on an actual date. But that's the future. It doesn't seem like that would work yet without being wired or something. Anyway, now AI just might be as threatening to employers as it is to employees. Today's job applicants want 4-day work weeks, nap rooms, fun rooms, and pet-friendly offices. These requirements and job listings may be out of control these days, but they are looking for the most important stuff as health benefits and financial security. Paid overtime is the most non-negotiable benefit. 78% say it's a must-have. Paid sick leave is next. 75% say non-negotiable. Comprehensive health insurance, 73%. 401k, 57%. Comprehensive dental, 59%. But further down, they get a little crazy. They get a little different between men and women. Financial security is top priority for men, 28%. For women, it's 22%. 20% of men say that financial planning, counseling is a must-have versus 15% of women. Women prioritize supportive, inclusive benefits, family needs, workplace culture. 36% of women say comprehensive maternity and paternity leave. We get down to Gen Z, millennial. 30% say they are seeking 4-day work weeks. 18% want fun rooms. 17% of millennials want naps. Millennials say they need pets. AI is probably not going to take anybody's job for annoyance, I'm sure. The Topical Fruit did another roundup of 10 things that happened 10 years ago this week. Tom Holland joined the Marvel Universe as the new Spider-Man. He was 19. We have never heard of him. Leonardo DiCaprio invested in a mattress startup. People laughed because he knows his way around mattresses. Oh, how the past repeats itself. Diddy was in legal trouble. He was arrested for allegedly assaulting a coach at UCLA, where his son Justin was playing. The charges were eventually dropped due to a lack of evidence. I think we maybe didn't have any baby oil in that one. Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell got 4 months of jail for a bar fight. Sadly, Dustin would later be diagnosed with lung cancer and die within a few years. Wasn't even a smoker. Foshizzle was in the Oxford Dictionary. Other terms that were added were sexed, auto-tune, a cat won Dog of the Year. You might remember a loose dog attacked a kid in Bakersfield, California, and the family cat fought it off. The SPCA's LA chapter gave the cat its National Hero Dog Award. An Egyptian prank show made Paris Hilton think that she was dying in a plane crash. We heard a Top Gun sequel might happen. It finally did happen in 2022, grossed about $1.5 billion. The first Inside Out film was a huge hit, but to one group of kids in Ohio, they were traumatized when a theater screened a different movie instead. The horror flick Insidious, Chapter 3. Forbes named Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris, wow, the most highest paid celebrity couple, with combined earnings of $146 million. They did it for just over a year. A new poll looked at the top things that can immediately drain your social battery, meaning everyday interactions that make you eventually hate everyone. According to a survey of about 2,000 people, here's the top 10. Number 1, being interrupted or being talked over. Number 2, too much awkward small talk. Number 3, dealing with customer service on the telephone. Number 4, talking to a stranger, like maybe you get caught someplace, someone you don't know, and then to start talking, you know. Number 5 is unsolicited advice. You shouldn't take that as number 5. Really, you shouldn't. Number 6, office gossip. Number 7, group video calls, especially if it's a work call. Number 8, when a coworker overshares with you or you hear about their relationship. Number 9, when someone wants to show you something on their phone. Number 10, any working event, any sort of working event, Christmas party, any working event. The poll also found 11:54 in the morning is when the average person starts being done, drained, over it. Color psychology is the different study of how different colors can affect your mood and behavior. Most of the evidence of this has been idolical at best, and interior designers have long known the importance colors are to your mood. For example, red, yellow, and orange are known as warm colors, whereas blue, purple, and green are known as cool colors, and they can move you to feel anything from calm to sadness. But, according to one color psychology expert, that's a thing? That's a thing. She says green is the psychological primary color that balances the other 3, red, yellow, and blue. Too stressed, it will calm you. Down in the dumps, it will lift you up. It's a calming color, and people love wearing it. There are studies that show seeing the color green in your environment lowers your stress level. Like if you see green space in a city, it can lower your blood pressure and your heart rate. A psychologist agreed green tends to be soothing, so wearing green may make you feel more relaxed and eased and less anxious. If this is true, New York Jets fans would like to have a word with you. And finally, a while ago, scientists debunked the myth that drinking coffee stunts your growth. And now we're hearing it doesn't stunt your life when you're older. There's a new study out from Tufts University which shows that drinking 1 to 3 cups of caffeinated coffee daily is associated with lower overall mortality, particularly from cardiovascular causes. So it could be extending your life, but there's a catch. The benefits are specifically for black coffee. When you add cream, sugar, all the other stuff, you just kind of raise the ante. If you're curious, the study suggests that the lower mortality risk could be attributed to the bioactive compounds in coffee. Low added sugar was defined as 3.5 grams per 8-ounce cup, or approximately half a teaspoon. Low saturated fat was defined as 1 gram per 8-ounce cup, or 5 tablespoons of 2.5% or 2% milk, 1 tablespoon of light cream, 1 tablespoon of half and half. Finally, drinking 2 to 3 cups was slightly better than drinking 1 cup. However, there was no added benefit to drinking more than 3. Adjective. Pronoun. A type of food. Noun. Adverb. We got a Mad Libs.
Kaboom! Was all Drew Hanson could say. His date that night was nothing short of awkward. He had brought her a bouquet of fragrant aviators. Once she put them in some coffee, he helped her put on her jacket. They walked out to his pickup drone, where he held the swear jar open for her. He had made reservations at a news restaurant in a fancy part of the UCLA. They laughed all throughout dinner. They had so many average things in common. Like a true gentle broadcast, he picked up the entire bill, and she noticed he left a very generous battery for the waiter. He asked if she'd like to go for a walk along the beach since it was a blue moonlit night, and she said, zoink. They kicked off their green clothes, dipped their bare toes in the cool blue milk and blasted for the first time. Finally, she whispered the words any purple-blooded man loves to hear. Is that a bear in your pocket, or are you just caffeinated to see me?